All right, for recording purposes, this class is going to be on a cup and handle and what is a cup and handle and how to trade a cup and handle, right? First thing I would like to say, cup and handles and any pattern that you will learn from me, you can find them on any time frame, right? Patterns are subjective, but if you know how to trade them and what to look for, you can be successful doing so, right? So what is a cup and handle? First of all, before I even get into the pictures, well, I'll leave it on the picture so you can be able to observe and see what a cup and handle looks like. A cup and handle, I wouldn't say that it looks completely different to every single person. It fairly looks the same to every single person. It just depending on the time frame that you're seeing it on, and if you like a lot of price action or just a tad bit price action, right? And the reason I say that is because this is a huge cup and handle right here, but there's several cup and handles within this cup and handle, right? So first of all, a cup and handle is a bullish pattern, right? It's not a bearish pattern, it's a bullish pattern. But to be able to identify with that pattern, understand it a little bit more, is it a bullish reversal pattern, or is it just a bullish pattern, or is it a bullish continuation pattern, right? A cup and handle pattern is a bullish continuation pattern, right? Meaning that cup and handles, they like to present you with a bowl, and what I mean by bowl is this, like a bowl, or possibly you like to look at it as a rounding bottom, right? Some people look at them as rounding bottoms and cup and handles. I like to look at rounding bottoms a little bit slightly different, but I do like to use the term because you will understand what a rounding bottom is, right? So long story short, a cup and handle also has two parts to this pattern, right? Is going to be the bowl that it creates and also the handle part, right? So if we're looking right here at a cup and handle pattern component, why don't I just go ahead and click on it, right? You have the cup, and some people also will refer to it being called a teacup and handle, or yeah, teacup. I've heard that, or when you Google it, you'll see that sometimes as well, right? So you have your cup here, and it looks like a little coffee mug, right? And that's why they have it like kind of shadowed in there. It looks like a little bit like a coffee mug, or you could look at it as like a little frying pan, right? Like if you're going into one of these Asian restaurants and they have these deep frying pans inside of their kitchens, right, with a little fire under it, looks just like one of these, right? So this is going to be your cup, and this is like the rounding bottom, right? Cup, candlesticks rounding bottom. And I see some people drop some things in the chat. I'll be going into the chat here in a few. If you do have questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat whenever you desire. So inside of the cup, you'll find different types of price action, right? I don't like to look at this as any type of channel or anything. I'm going to show you what a cup and handle is and how to trade it, how to enter it, even give you some tools that I utilized to be able to find price action before I knew where targets were, right? And then I'll give you my way of trading a cup and handle. So you're gonna have a cup, and then you're also gonna have a handle, right? The handle is the second part of your cup and handle, right? And the handle is normally a channel, right? It doesn't have to channel down, right? And it doesn't have to channel up. However it likes to do it. Sometimes it does it even sideways, right? It just all depends on how we see the price action and how you see this person kind of drew it in here, right? I don't really like this one too much, but I still see exactly what this trader was doing, right? You have this handle that just handled all the way down, and it was a longer channel than this channel before it broke out of its channel, right? You also have a little weird channel right here, but how they drew it, I can perfectly see this cup and handle right from its structure and then breaking out, right? Then we have one here as well. You can see the channel right there. Some people see it just like this, how I said, like with a teacup, right? You got your little teacup, and they was looking for the handle, they was looking for it to break up. But obviously, unfortunately, it broke down to the downside, right? The cup and handle can fail, right? And this is why we want to identify with what is a bullish reversal versus what is a bullish continuation, right? Continuations do not have to continue, right? We have to be able to put other components in where we now see a resistance, right? Some people may be able to see that resistance as a supply zone, right? We all have different eyes, but we're getting to the same destination. And as you see right here, this is one where I'll go ahead and stop at, but this one was a little different, right? You had a nice little rounding bottom, a nice little cup. It didn't stay inside of his channel too long. Boom, hopped out of his channel and just kept going, right? So they will happen for fairly different. So now we're going to come over to the charts, right? And we're going to try to find just right here and identify with some cup and handles. What I'm going to do first is identify them for you, and then I'm going to show you how to trade them, right? So these are the cup and handles that I'm able to see with my eyes right now. We have a nice little cup right here, and it handled that way. We're on an hour. So in this whole entire candlestick, you're not going to see the aggregation of it going sideways, but we went ahead and circled it. So when we do travel to a smaller time frame, we're able to see that, right? We have another one here. Let me go ahead and draw it, right? And this one just handle down, right? And we can also see the inverted head and shoulders inside of this pattern, because anytime you're seeing a cup and handle, 9 times out of 10, you're inside of a inverse head and shoulders, right? So let's keep that in mind as well. We also have one right here that just bowled and just didn't flag for us, and it fell right back down to its support. You also have one right here, right? Handle, and then it broke out. And then after that, it fell down, right? So now we're able to see how fast these patterns truly take place sometimes, right? And this is only on an hour candlestick, so you're going to have, it's on an hourly time frame, so you're only going to have about 7 candlesticks, right? So with that being said, we also have a cup here, right? And it just handled that way, and it kept going, and then it consolidated here, right? So that pattern is now subjective, right? But we also have one here, but I'm not going to show you that one yet. When I show you how I trade them, I'll be able to show you that one, right? This one, you could kind of see it, but it's not fully there. But there we have another one here, but these are the ones that how I know how to trade cup and handles a little bit more differently, right? So now that we identify them, I'm gonna go ahead and delete them, and I'm gonna travel over to a smaller time frame. Just basically, to be honest with you, so what I go ahead and show you, it just looks even prettier, right? So for instance, we can obviously just cup and handle, and it just ran up, but I'm gonna go ahead and just use this one, and we can find some other ones, and I'll show you how to trade the other ones as well, right? So seeing this cup and handle, I'm gonna just go ahead and draw it just in case anybody can't see it, right? From its structure, right from its structure where it starts at, I'm gonna go ahead and draw it right there, boom, channel, right? And then it go ahead and it breaks out. This is just a whole bunch of retesting, and then it kept going, right? And there was another cup and handle within here, but I'll go to a smaller time frame to be able to identify that for you. So how do we trade these, Moody? I'm going to utilize the horizontal ray. So on any cup and handle, this is how you trade them. It's not necessarily how I trade them, but this is what you want to look for, right? So real quick, just to be a little detailed, what you want to start looking for is some type of downtrend, right? Some type of downtrend, any type of downtrend, just like it happened there, and it started trying to go up, right? So when you reach that bottom of the downtrend, sometimes you'll start to see actionable signals, right? But you want to go ahead and start seeing something rounding out. How I was drawing them, rounding out, like how we got this actionable signal right here, which is a doji, right? Actionable signal, which is letting you know that the trend is not that it's subjective to change, but the trend can change, right? That's what the doji is letting us know, right? The bulls and the bears are in a tug of war, and basically nobody's winning this battle right now, right? It doesn't matter how high the wick went, how low the wick went. It opened and closed at the same price. And anytime we see an actionable signal as a doji, right, we want to be cautious because the trend can change or the trend can continue, right? So now that we're seeing that, we've seen a nice rounding bottom, right? You want to go ahead and find the structure to your cup. And when I say structure, basically the top of that cup, right? So right there is basically the top of the cup. Some people, well, I wouldn't say some people, me back then, I would have did it like right here, right? Because I'm always looking for some type of break, but that's not what you want to do, right? You want to have it at the top of your cup, right? And once it breaks out of that, on top of that cup, you can take the trade. That's how you trade a cup and handle, right? That's why I drew this line right here. Once price. So even though it just said doom and you're getting excited and you're like, dang, SPY just went up 62 cents. I missed all of that. Okay, that is all right. Let's calm ourselves down, right? And take a breather, maybe drink some water, or just go ahead and just walk off the charts and just set an alert up there, right? But you want to go ahead, set you an alert up there. And now that you see your cup, you can always, right? I'm just giving you the easiest way to trade it, and is drawing that line right above your cup and waiting for that break, right? So when this candle started coming and started breaking, it was pushing, you could have jumped in your trade. That's called being aggressive and jumping into your trade, right? This one wasn't breaking all the way out, right? We could have been looking at that candlestick and it could have been up there. It could have never been up there and then just started pushing up there the last 10 minutes of this candle being about to close, right? Or the last 5 minutes, and it could have just been there, right? It's okay if you didn't jump in, and it's okay if you did jump in, right? I'll show you what you want to do if you jumped inside of the cup and handle you want to trade, but it was at the top of the structure and it didn't handle yet, right? Because sometimes it'll just handle quickly and just keep going, right? So what we want to do is pull out our handy dandy trend line, right? And you want to go ahead and draw the trend, right? Your channel. Now, I said trend, I apologize, but your channel, right? Now it's looking more so as the cup and handle, right? If you wasn't able to see it, it's kind of there now. It's a little more clear, right? I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. So now that we see this, right? The way you want to trade this, right? Let's say even if you didn't jump in, or even if you didn't jump in, right on this candlestick, and you started, oh, okay, that's what Moody said. Now you're seeing it play inside of your channel, I'll tell you one thing that you can do, that I like to do. You can buy it at the bottom. I'll buy the red candle or the green candle. I'm saying green right now because it's green and it closed green, but 9 times out of 10, I bought it when it was red and it was at the bottom of the channel, right? And this is where you start to, I think I can start showing my other video, but this is where you start to ask questions like, hey, Moody, how are you able to stay in this trade? Or, it's not the fact that I like to stay red or that I'm gambling or something of that nature. It's the fact that I don't have to chart anymore, but I promise you, chart. You want to do that and you'll get to the point that one day you'll wake up and it's just like you just see it and you don't always have to chart it, right? But I'm always going to try to buy the channel, right? That's one thing that I'll mention. My bad, I was kind of losing my train of thought. But I'll always buy the bottom of the channel and it's going to be a red candlestick, right? Now, the way that you want to trade it, not that it's the professional way, but it's the correct way of trading the cup and handle. If you don't take the structure break right here at the red line, you take the break of your flag, right? And I like to say flag, even though it's represented as a channel, because anytime, 2 tips, anytime you're trading a cup and handle or seeing a cup and handle or possibly anticipating a cup and handle, always know that once it starts to handle, you miss the pole of the flag, right? The bull flag, because that's what this is right here. And this is why I tell people these patterns are within each other. So once you're able to see the overall patterns and the patterns within each other, you start to understand cup and handle is a continuation pattern because it's a breakout. Bull flags are continuation bullish patterns as well because they're breakouts. You know what I'm saying? They're not reversals. Reversals just reverse. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to do that. That's why if you see this evening star here, hey, it didn't go all the way down, but guess what? It triggered and went down to a structure, then it gave it right back. But you have some scalpers that saw that, boom, took action, loaded up on their contracts, right? And possibly was on a 1 minute or anything. And what we love to do is see this on a 15. It doesn't have to be a 15, but we're seeing it on a higher time frame, and we're executing our trades on a lower time frame, knowing the setup that we're trading, even though there's a different setup on a smaller time frame. And that is the biggest game that I can give you, right? So now that I've said that, that's how you trade a cup and handle. You basically want to wait for the break of the cup, and you also, right, if you didn't take that red line break, right, like basically, I don't want to just say market structure because I'll confuse people, just the top of your cup, the structure of the cup, right? You want to take that, or you want to take your channel break, and that is how you trade a cup and handle, right? So now, before I take any questions, I'm going to give you some just some tricks that I've done before, and showing you how to take targets, right? Because everybody knows I'm a strat trader, even though I'm price action, and well, the strat is price action, right? So long story short, we know that Moody's going to say, look to your left, right? Because we're trading right here. This is going to be our live candle, right? Look to your left, and there goes your target, right? If you don't know where to take your money at, all you got to do is keep going further to your left and get another target. And always note that Moody's going to make sure that he does not have nothing going through his candlesticks like that. You see how I had a target here? All that already passed. So I'm not going to have anything that looks like that. You see how clean that looks, right? If this was just a clean live candle, and I'll record, I'll do a replay so you can see how just boom, and it happens pretty quickly, right? And you keep going to your left, and there you go. There you have it, right? And that was the top of your candle, right? And it kept going. Yes, obviously got some consolidation, came back. Well, we got a pullback, a little bit of consolidation right there off of the spinning top, and then it went ahead and performed what it needed to do, right? Which also, this is a cup and handle to me, is because my eyes automatically just with like a big samurai sword, I just cut off these wicks and I see the bowl. It's just what my mind likes to do, right? So now that I said that, I'm going to show you the gem that before I knew about going to the left, how I knew to get my targets. If anybody's been studying me, you're going to be like, holy snap, Moody never said that, but he already said that with his bull flags. This dude was using that tool for everything. I go right in here and I go to my price range tool. Inside of this bowl, I literally just grab it from a support from anywhere at the bottom of the candlesticks, and I draw it to the top of the structure, like this red line. Well, hold on, give me a second. I got this magnet on. All right, there we go. So I'm just gonna catch it from like right here, and you take it right to the top of the red line, right? Turn that off, and I take this, and this is going to be your structure break, right at your red line, or at your literally at your break. And you see how it literally mirrors that same candlestick. Let me go ahead and put it right here so you can see that whole yellow. Well, let me put it like right here so you can see how it mirrors. I'm gonna put it on the bottom of the red, and literally gave you that whole move, right? Even if you put it at the channel, literally gave you that whole move. And I'll do it on another one so you don't think that that's just like, it's literally perfect every single time, I promise you. All right, now another gem that I'll give you that I love about cup and handles, how I like to find them are, it's gonna blow your mind, but I told you, if you learn this price action game with me, and the way I love to view candlesticks and I break them down and teach them to people, once I start doing real beginner chart classes, it's all gonna really come together, but it's about to come together right now. Hopefully it blows your mind. The way I see cup and handles are morning stars and tweezer bottoms. What do you mean by that, Moody? Right here. On a 15-minute time frame, you can still see it. Inside of here is a cup and handle. Even when you find these morning stars, like right here, those are cup and handles. So let me go to a smaller time frame so I can be able to identify that for you. So Moody, what do you normally do? I'll be on higher time frames and I'll find only my bullish reversal patterns or bearish reversal patterns, and I trade them because I know what they create. I know what they do. Right. So we have one right here with that morning star, but that one was like kind of obvious, right? But the way you know it's there, I'm gonna draw it for you, but we know, remember the trick, and this is how I learned all of this, right? And just shout out to me because nobody taught me this stuff. It's just like, this is why I tell you guys, chart, learn your time frames, and it'll all come together for you. So I'm gonna just delete this. We know that this is where I drew it at from that bigger time frame. How do we know it's there? Because Moody always says certain things that is just like part of my DNA to my trading. If you see a cup and handle, keep note that you're in inverted head and shoulders. When I do like this, it's just my body, the bottom part is the head, and these are the two shoulders, right? So Moody, go ahead and identify that for them. We have a shoulder here. You see your head here. You see your shoulder here, and you see a blast off. You see your morning star here. So before I even go, where was the other one at? Right here. We'll identify that one in a second. Let's go ahead and go to the 1 minute chart. So we can be able to really like just digest that, right? And understand that this is what your cup and handles, right? Now, before I go show you what I just did, I just want to show you, this is what you're seeing right here. When you're going to these platforms, right? When you're going to Google, I'm trying to move this. Let's move this right here. When you're going to Google, this is what you're seeing right here. That's why it looks like that. You see how it looks literally like my chart, how I went to the 1 minute chart? Because a lot of times it's done from a bigger time frame and taken down. Why do you think? Not why do you think? My apology, that is rude. That's just what my mind thought when I'm just seeing like, hey, what is he using? The bottoms of the wicks? The bodies? You know what I'm saying? You have to really, once you start studying and you're just like, why did he put it there? See, let's go to this one. Why did he put it there? Why did he put it there? You know what I'm saying? Look, this guy's doing the same thing I did with the price range. He's just not telling you that. But you can clearly see it, right? That's why it's important to learn from individuals that are professionals and really know how to trade, because a lot of things that you go learn, it's literally just going to come together. You're going to be like, oh, that's what that person was trying to teach me, or whatever the case may be, right? So basically, that's what you was going to see right there, right? That's why it looks so perfect, right? Remember, I just took this off of here, but I could just draw another one, put it right there, and it looked literally like that picture, right? But let's go ahead and come to the left and find this inverted head and shoulders with the cup and handle. All right, and we just got to open it up because it looks pretty ugly, right? It's just a falling wedge right now on this time frame, right? But now that we open this thing up, we're just gonna delete all this. Well, I'm not gonna delete all of it, so you don't think that I'm just doing it. I want you to be able to see it. That's your handle. I gotta move this, delete. That's your cup. What you do is, imagine this was a samurai sword I'm about to put right here. Cut all that price action off. You see your cup? You see your handle? The thing that I know, and I got to learning, is the fact that we're going to see something on YouTube, Instagram, Google, and we're going to want to see it perfectly. This right here is a cup and handle. Cup, handle, blast off. Delete it, morning star, bull flag, inverse head and shoulders. See, it's all inside of each other, literally. And that's why I say, like, once you learn the price action, once you learn the candlesticks, it's going to be hard to not see it. You'll start, hold up, no, tweezer bottoms. You start pushing, oh, it's complete. As soon as you see this thing go up here and complete this structure, you're going to remember when Moody says, hey, this green candle, look, I'm going to just show you real quick. This this red candle came down. This green candle is going to complete a structure. Oh, it's completing now, right? If it goes above, and I'm gonna just draw it so you can see, once it goes, this green candle finishes that red candle, it's going to complete the next one. After it does that, it goes complete. I don't even got to draw the green one. You see this green candle? Boom, it completes the next candle one. Boom, it was just lower than that one. See, it's the same actionable signal. They just can't trick me anymore because I just figured it out. I'm like, oh, snap. It's just so, this is money. That's what we have to realize. When we're seeing these candlesticks, even though we know it's hammer stuff, this is money. So it's like, when I'm seeing this, it's like, how much money does it take for SPY to fall like $1? Like, is it 10 million? That's millions of dollars, right? So think of really wealthy people that have billions to play with. They can, man, chill out, set an alert, we'll come back at lunch. Well, knock them all out their trades. That's how I look at the market, right? Because smart money, big money moves the market. You know what I'm saying? And then big influences, right? So that's how you trade a cup and handle. Those are my small tips and tricks into the cup and handle and how you can trade it, right? So yeah, now if y'all have any questions, please feel free. I'm gonna come into the chat. I didn't want to go into the chat because I didn't want to get distracted. Independent, didn't get to working night shift. Thanks. Welcome. At work. I see it now.
It's a walk. A walk's a pot.
A walk?
Yeah. You were talking about in the Asian restaurants.
Oh, a walk. Appreciate y'all. You see, I know not to go to the I said general chat. I know not to go to the chat with y'all. I know not to. Yeah, get me. Come on, Moody. Yeah, you see how, yeah, that part. But yeah, do you guys have any questions on how to trade a cup and handle, what to do?
I got a quick question, NK.
What's going on, NK?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you. I'm looking around, I think that's around 3 o'clock. So if we look around 3 o'clock, I feel like that could be like a cup and handle right there.
At 3 o'clock, right here?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, this is definitely a cup.
No, sorry. Say that on the bottom time frame. See how it says 2:45, 3 p.m., 3:15.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, like on the very bottom under the RSI.
Right,
yeah. See how it says 3 o'clock? Is that like right above the 3? Is that a cup?
Yep.
But then like the handle, I don't see, so I feel like it's kind of consolidating where the handle part should be. Then it goes down. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, I think that when I'm trading live, things that appear to be a cup and handle, like that would be potentially a cup and handle, but it didn't completely take off. You see what I'm saying? It kind of went consolidation and then it did its own thing.
So it happened fast.
Oh, okay.
I see exactly what you're saying. This is a cup and handle. Another thing that I would like to mention is the cup and handle. These are patterns. That's why I like to trade bullish reversals or bearish reversals. Patterns are subjective, right? Most patterns are continuation patterns, right? We see a whole bunch of head and shoulders on different time frames, and sometimes it just doesn't break its bottom and fall all the way down, right? Because it's subjective. So one thing I like to say is the bigger the time frame, the bigger the confirmation. You see the cup and handle, or you see the bull flag or something of that nature, regardless is a continuation on a bigger time frame, it is going to rock. Like here, I have wrote down, because I had stocks that I was going, just in case you guys wanted to go over charts. I'm not gonna have time, but I'll definitely give you the tickers. What I really liked it and that I wanted to go over and chart for you guys. But one thing I say is Meta close at a high probability trade for tomorrow. And I was with the wife all day. I was not really on the charts. And then even when I dropped it in the general chat, I was just like, man, Moody, just hold on. Let me run outside, get some signal. Let me grab something real quick. And that's why I had put out Macy's. But Meta, delete. Like you see, this is a cup and handle. But I like to look at it like from right here, cup, handle, break. But you knew you could still break this. The reason why is because of the structure. You knew to mirror this candlestick. You know what I'm saying? Like this one was just, whoa, boom, and still broke and went through, right? You'll have to go to like the second chart to literally see that handle. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to go back to SPY and show you
what time frame? This is
A minute.
okay.
Minute.
Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And it was on a 1 minute that SPY was on. I'll have to find that same setup where we were. But I know what you're talking about. It's just sometimes it's like, hey, Moody, I see a cup and handle, and I think I'm seeing it. And then it's just like, one thing is that the handle, the flag, is consolidation, right? It'll just consolidate and then it'll fail. That happens a lot.
Okay.
That happens a lot, very often.
So then do you use price? So what do you use at that point to decide if you're going to come in? Do you use price action?
Market
support? Okay.
To make it fairly easy to understand the range. Like if I'm at a cup and handle, and just like, because I can't see the candlesticks right now, if I'm in a cup and handle, like at a resistance, like say we just seen it, like, and it's at a resistance, I'm not about to take that. I'm not about to take that cup and handle. One, I already know is a continuation pattern. What makes me feel like it's going to continue at a resistance? You know what I'm saying? It just all depends. Like if the market is just opening, yeah, most likely, possibly, yeah, because people are gonna jump for that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's FOMO. Oh, fear of missing out. Hold on, it's going. So this is a cup and handle right here. Literally, this is a high probability trade for tomorrow. And then 9 times out of 10, it's probably already gonna gap up. Hopefully, it doesn't try to create, because this is a bigger time frame. So hopefully, it just doesn't try to create an inverse head and shoulders, because you already got a shoulder over here and try to give you another shoulder off of the head, right? But inside of this cup, big overall cup and handle, this is a cup and handle right here, right? This one, definitely I would take. And I'm going to show you why, right? Like this is a cup and a handle this way, like this. You can see that, NK?
Yeah.
Right? And then it blasted off. That one I definitely take. Why? Because you see, it's at the top of its structure, right? It's at the top of its structure, and I have more room. You know what I'm saying? That's why the price kept going. Now, this was a cup and handle as well. Here it's just a little sloppy, but let's just say that that's the top of this structure. The only thing that's gonna make me want to take that, because I don't see anything to take out, is that. If I go further on to my chart, I'm like, nah, yeah, I could go ahead and take that price out. Right? Because that's like, even when you're at a resistance, you have to look more to your left and see, is that the true resistance? Now, when I keep going more to my left, where's my resistance? I don't see anything. You know what I'm saying? So I know for a fact, Meta's going to break these highs. Meta's going to definitely break those highs. And if I take you to a bigger time frame, it's just going to get prettier and prettier and prettier, because these are what you call high probability trades. This is a bull flag, you know what I'm saying? Look, now that I open it, like you can see the cup, right? Oh, dang, delete, back up. But this bull flag is just mean. Like, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Meta be having some crazy jumps though. Something like $10.
Yeah. It's the metaverse, AI, all of that stuff that's going on. And they've also invested into it. And they were one of like the first company, well, I wouldn't say one of the first companies, one of the most known household companies to display that, not display that, but invest into that. Right. So if I take you over here,
Do you consider price, I mean, not resistance and consolidation about, I mean, how do you differentiate? Is that pretty much like the same thing? When you say resistance, I think about it as consolidation.
my bad, I couldn't understand the question. Say it one more
Oh,
time.
sorry. How do you like, is there a difference in your mind and how you think about resistance and consolidation?
Yeah,
Just
it's
those
two
two
different things.
terms. How do you define resistance then? I think I'm looking at it as consolidation.
Consolidation is trading to the left. Resistance is where price is not wanting to, is having some, not that it's not wanting to, is having some trouble getting past, like that's resistance. Well, let me just draw it out so that you can be able to see it. Because once I draw a whole bunch of lines, you'd be like, oh, I get it, I get it. Even right here. All right, so all these lines that I just drew is they reacted at support after resistance, but they're all resistant lines, right? So price, look, and I'll just start one from like right here.
Okay.
So this was a resistance for the price, right? It just couldn't pass that price. It couldn't pass that price. We'll have to go to, you see, look. So I always go to the left because it always help, right? It was a support, boom. Support broke into a resistance, try to go back up. That's resistance. When you see that the candlesticks can't even go back up that price, it's just the resistance just a little lower,
It's kind of
right?
being held. It's
Yeah. So
held up. Yeah.
say that one more time.
So it's kind of being held at like this, I guess this range, essentially. Like
I would
the
like to
candles
look
aren't,
at, go
like
ahead.
they're
Hey,
not breaking out into like a new high or a new low.
hey, move that.
Real quick, Luther, so I don't lose my train of thought, just give me 1 second. I like to not to I think that you're right. If that's how you see it, then that's awesome. I like to say where that price does not want to price cannot get past that range. The only reason why is because when I use the word held, it relates to support for me, right? So
Got it.
yeah, held is like support, like holding, it's like support is holding. That's why you always hear me say like a break and hold. It's because I'm very bullish when I trade. So I'm looking for things like that. You know what I'm saying? If I don't see that, I know that is resistance and I know I can short the market, right?
Okay, got it.
So
Thank
right
you.
here, price couldn't go over it. Once we came back to that price, right? That's how we know it's resistance, right? Even if I draw a line right here, we see how it kept traveling. Boom, couldn't go over that. Boom, couldn't go over that. Boom, couldn't go over that. Once we got very bullish and we got a bullish reversal down here, right? This is also a cup and handle right here. Cup, handle, break off, right? Well, I was about to stop the class, but this is nice Q&A because I don't want it to be too long where somebody's not able to watch the whole entire class, right? But long story short, once we got to this resistance, you see that we broke it, and all that resistance that it broke through, right, which was support, right, for it, but it created it as resistance. Now it just broke through all that resistance and reclaimed it as support. That's why you see, let me open it up so you can see the candlesticks, how they're reacting, right? Everything is bullish about this. It's nothing but bull flags, morning stars, like everything that's running this up is bullish patterns, right? So right here, breaks, it consolidates because the market's closed. That's 4 p.m. We can see it right down here, right? Boom, breaks, holds, holds, trying to retest support, breaks. That's how we know that that was a resistance, and now I reclaimed it. So now we come back all the way over here. That's why the price said, doop, came down. It's like it hit the top of the firmament, doop, came right back down, doop, came right back down, right? So once it did that, Moody, stop talking like that. And it came just right back down and boom, right? So that's how we know. So one thing, that's just resistance. So if you was wanting to find support, you're just literally getting the bottoms of the candlesticks after a break. That's support, that's support, that's support. None of that's resistance, all that is support.
Ah, thank you. Got
You're
it.
You're more than welcome.
Hey, Moody, I was gonna tell her also, cause I'm on that meta right now. Tell her try to put a fib on that hourly and see if the flag hold to the 50 on that hourly on meta platform. Tell her to put a flag on that, cause shoot, if it break that flag on the hourly, you might get a $10 move tomorrow if the market cooperates.
I have a question. Which candlestick you want me to put it on?
The bottom down there to that flag, to the to where it's flagging there now, the bottom of the consolidation down there.
Right over here?
No, all the way down. All the way down. All the way down. That green candle, yeah. The
Green
wick.
candle?
Yeah, the one that's like come over right. When you see where that long red candle at?
This one?
Okay, see the green one? Fib that from the bottom of that wick there all the way to the top. And it should hold at
You talking about this candle right here?
at the bottom of it all the way to the top. Yeah. From the bottom of that wick all the way to the top. I was just
Oh, all the way to the top up here?
No, the other swing high. The swing high at the end of the day.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So you know she could be watching for that flag right there. If it holds the 50, that's a flag. That's a flag that will hold and confluence with that. This was a swing high from 623. That was a swing high. So Meta can hold that, and you probably can get at least a $10 move. You know, if it's a measure move off that flag that tomorrow, because it ran across the day. So if it get that bump, it can easily go to 300. Because the only thing holding it down right now, for the last 2 days, it has rejected the weekly high from last week.
Yeah.
Last week was 290 was the weekly high. It has rejected that twice, but you see it didn't fall that much. So if it holds that flag tomorrow,